For your next assignment, you are going to be focusing on architecture and photography, and we are going to be looking at geometry and light. This artist, Simona Panzeroni, has just really beautifully abstracted work that is of architecture, and she has most of her work in black and white, which really allows you to see just the shapes and forms. I took a piece from her own website or page, and I'm just going to read that to you. Simona Panzeroni's photography can be described as a deep research on surfaces and urban spaces without any human presence, where order plays a fundamental role. Shooting the reality represents the chance to look for and discover shapes, proportions, the play of light, full and empty spaces, and the harmony of sinuous lines, which combine to create new abstract images. The aim is recording reality as recording real places, searching for the composition minimalism in a contrast between black and white lines, angles, and volumes. It's an architectural abstraction which expresses a dream for grandeur. To me, shooting architecture means that the building is there, maybe from years and years. I look at it, I study it, and it doesn't even notice me. I turn around it, I try to report it, I build perspectives around it, and the building is still there. People never recognize themselves in my portraits, but buildings don't care about it. A building is never changeable. I think that's a really awesome way to look at it, and this is an example of how a person can take an interest that they have and pursue it and try to make a body of work. Here's another image by her, Simona, and you can see there's just these beautiful curved lines that run across the page, and the angle of view that she chose to use has created this just really beautiful balance of shape and contrast. The next artist I wanted to tell you about is Janie Airy. She is a London-based photographer that works mostly for corporations and lifestyle shooting. She approaches, sorry, there's a typo, I'll fix that. She approaches architecture in a structural way, focusing on color and geometric shape. So the color here is so cool. You have these bright, bright blues, and then some pale, subtle blue, and then this bright pink that creates an emphasis on the chair. But the space is broken up very geometrically, and it does have an abstract look, just like Simona's work. This is a photograph of the seating. It also creates like a pattern, and it has this balance of color and an interesting asymmetry to it. And here's another one that's similar, except you have these large triangle shapes in the image and some pattern repeated, and the color is just very subtle. The last artist I wanted to show you is Lucien Hervé, and he is a well-known photographer of architecture who worked alongside architect Le Corbusier for 16 years. Hervé took over 18,000 photographs and had an incredible eye. His work also gives attention to the elegance of structure and light. So the way that he incorporated these figures in the image is just really great, how they bounce around the page and the shadow of the little girl within that bright triangle of light. It's just so perfect. And there's all these little square windows on the right in that building that the two children are sitting on, and it just is, it's so cool. The next shot is also very geometric. It feels very solitary. And the contrast really helps to define the geometric shapes in this image. And this is the last piece. It also has big, bright spaces created by light and dark spaces created by the shadow area, which creates blocks of space or geometric shapes. And there is also attention to texture in this image, and if you look very hard and closely, you can see a figure in that small window in the almost center of the photograph. So this is just really beautifully arranged. The balance here, asymmetrical balance, is just perfect. A beautiful piece. This is something you will be trying to achieve in your own work for this assignment. Good luck, and I hope you enjoyed this slideshow.